What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of The Kingsman. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. Okay, let me put it this way. I was a fan of the first Kingsman movie. I was not a fan of the sequel, even though it had its moments. But this prequel, The Kingsman, confuses the hell out of me because the previous installments were action comedy. This one, however, takes a turn for the heavy dramatic, like it badly wants to be War Horse's adopted cousin. Now, I've never read the comic book series by Mark Millar, so I don't know if this was supposed to be this way. Maybe I didn't get the memo, but the point is, I'm not a fan of this franchise's weird, drastic change of tone. This just sucks the fun out of it. Oh, the fight scenes are great, but I couldn't connect nor care for any of the characters. While I appreciate that Matthew Vaughn seems to want to tackle a father and son dilemma in the context of the wrestle between colonialism past and a justified war, but the script bites off more than it can chew, which results in the narrative and the performances being so bland and stiff. Plus, it feels like it goes on and on and on and on. I'm just gonna say it, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The Kingsman is one of the most boring movies I've seen all year. Directed by Matthew Vaughn, as a collection of history's worst tyrants and criminal masterminds gather to plot a war to wipe out millions, one man must race against time to stop them. Discover the origins of the very first independent intelligence agency. Starring Ray Fiennes, Gemma Arterton, Rhys Ifans, Matthew Good, Tom Hollander, Harris Dickinson, Daniel Bruhl, Jimon Hansu, and Charles Dance. Watching The Kingsman also feels like taking a hyper-exaggerated version of history lesson. In telling the origin story of this intelligence agency, Vaughn deems it necessary to also tell the origin of the word gentleman. And so throughout this film, Ray Fiennes' character is walking around carrying on his back what we call white guilt. Look, I'm not against Vaughn wanting to dig deeper instead of going for the straight espionage, but there's such a thing as being too ambitious. And so that's where the problem lies with The Kingsman. In its effort to try to be different, this film loses sight on what made this franchise appealing. Having multiple villains, all of whom are over the top, doesn't help either. Their eccentricity doesn't mix well with the father-son tragedy that's happening simultaneously. And so one becomes more of a distraction from the other. And this film's attempt on comedy falls flat. Most of them are channeled through these bad guys, like Rhys Ifans' Rasputin's random comments and peculiarities, but they are so off-putting and repulsive. I have no complaints regarding this film's World War I designs and all the elements that come with it. All of it does look very well put together. It's a combination of classy, elegance, and authenticity. And so yeah, to double down on what I said earlier, I betcha some of us are gonna end up wondering, what the hell am I watching here? The momentum kinda picks up more and more halfway through the film, but by that point, my enthusiasm for it has run dry. But who knows? You might like The Kingsman. I sure as hell don't.